mentioned the profitability part, like getting the prices and getting the online prices, so you can calculate profitability really quickly or real time. But how does it connect to sustainability, reducing the food waste, which is a major problem? I've seen figures of 45% of the food in the world.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Actionable ESG Talks Series brought to you by AKFI, Actionable Knowledge Foundational Institute, the world's first nonprofit industry consortium committed to bridging the gap between ESG, sustainability, and digital transformation. My name is Isabella. I am the co-host of this talk series here with Manuel, the other co-host, also the co-founder of AKFI. And our guest today, Ramy. Hi, Ramy.
Hi.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for inviting me.
Hello, Ramy.
Hello.
Yes, Ramy is using innovative entertainment, right? Entertainment and marketing campaigns. That's your kind of focus?
Actually, it's entertainment. Like we mix the education with the
edutainment.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a typo, so it's on purpose. Edutainment, education and entertainment.
Exactly.
Beautiful. Right. And you like to use those and also customer-centric activities focused on stakeholders, sustainability and profitability all at the same time. That's very interesting. And you currently concentrated on incorporating digital transformation and sustainability in order to reduce food waste in restaurants while increasing profitability and guest satisfaction. Wow, that's very meaningful, very missionary.
That's the objective of everyone right now, you know.
Exactly, a wasteless world. And today, Ramy will share his insights on how to grow small and medium-sized businesses while integrating digitalization and sustainability transformation. Wonderful. Thank you, Ramy, for being here. I can't wait to hear it.
If I may add, he's also a eCornell alumni, so that's how we met.
Oh, the place to meet beautiful spirit, wonderful people.
Yes, I have learned a lot there.
Awesome. So usually we start with a relatively broad question. Want to hear your position, your perspective overall on current sustainability, ESG, and digital transformation trends. So feel free to tell us anything you feel the need to let us know.
You know, like I will start from like how I witnessed the digital transformation from my perspective. Like I grew up with the Nikon cameras and the Panasonic Walkman and tapes. And by the time I start see like those products disappeared and start like new things coming. There's the iPad by Apple, for example. When Jobs' team worked in the iPad project, they didn't think about the sustainability at this time. And they didn't think about the waste of the tabs and recorders and all these things. All what they think about is the customer, how the end consumer will get better service, easy, more options, features, etc. But by time we start see the effect of the digital transformation on other side as the sustainability. Like at the beginning, all those businesses who start to offer better service to the customer through the digital transformation, somehow they didn't think about the sustainability at this time. All what they think is the customer. But by the time we start see that both things having same goal and meet at the same point, like when they start having the CD, for example, when Microsoft and Bill Gates come up with a CD, how many like documents, papers, files, etc. You can save it into this small piece of plastic. You can save it somewhere. So you stop wasting paper, you stop cutting trees, and they use it at this time to archive some data or media for the business itself. But if you come now, after like 20 years, you see that the idea of the QR code that you can scan it in the restaurant and get the menu, you can choose your order, or if it's kind of advanced system, you can even order from your phone. You stop printing menus, and this for the restaurants at this time, when the idea of the QR code comes, they think of easy way for the customers to see the menu or to make the order. And at the same time, they think of safe cost of printing papers menu, which is frequency changing with the price change, with new menus, new items, etc. So now they don't need to print all 500 menus to have it for the tables, and in case if some get damaged, they have a spare, blah, blah, blah. And at certain point, they need to change the menu because of the prices has changed. So they threw the 500 menus and they have to print new one. I start see this and practice that without having any idea about the sustainability. I born and raised in Egypt, and the country, if you will talk today about the sustainability, I think maybe 5% of the population would be aware about such kind of subject. But what I was looking for is the easy way for the customer to engage with my activity, whatever it's event, restaurant, etc., or saving my cost of printing. By time I start see it from different perspective as okay, good, we're doing that, and there is a benefit behind that for us and for the customer. What about the society? Well, what our responsibility? At this point, I start thinking, okay, we find the strategy or the tactic that we can use in certain activities or points, how we can use the same strategies in the food waste, for example. So once I moved to New York, I come here like at the middle of
you're in New York.
Yeah,
Your neighbors.
Oh, nice. And we get the chance to meet in person, I guess, one day soon.
Sure, it's my
He knows some good pizza places. I have some inside information.
Oh, nice.
So I come here. I continue doing my work what I used to do in Egypt before I moved. I used to do that remotely, and at the same time, I start use this time and studying. I study marketing for the last 5 years, and there's two subjects like I really love, very passionate about, and want to get deeper in the consumer behavior and integrated marketing communication. So I'm in middle of the States, New York, in the middle of the pandemic. I wish to come here before, but it happened. I say like this is the best market to start practice while I'm studying life. Start to interact, start to see businesses, activities, entertainment, and I find that there's big opportunity At the beginning, I thought that this will not be easy for me to get into this industry here. I'm just new. Maybe my language, like my accent, or I'm not well qualified to enter such market. But when I start to make the approach, I go for start at the beginning. Okay, the easy way to start. I start from the small businesses, and my objective is to learn, not profitability or revenue or whatever. Like all my objective is to support my study by practicing and learning.
But Ramy, I think as you went through this, you actually showed that the first driver for digital transformation was simplicity, profitability, easy of use, very much customer focused, like trying to see how the customer can use the technology to make it easier, also to make it easier for the businesses. So although you said that profitability, maybe on a personal viewpoint, is not the key focus, I'm pretty sure that profitability was underlining in everything you said until now. Profitability from a business model, from a business application, and from the use of the technology.
There is no one not looking for profitability. Every business have the main objective is to get profit to continue, but behind the scene, there's a lot of things businesses are not aware of. And I discovered that. I started work in a very young age, and on the age of 20, I had my own nightclub.
That's how we start. That's all of us how we started. I feel you.
I started in the entertainment industry, music, on the age of 13. After 3 years, I feel like, okay, that's good. I'm good in the entertainment and music, but there's a part of management, and I like to improve and go for grow my business and like this. So I decided that I will open my own entertainment agency. A kid, 16 years old. I'm not even authorized to do any legal documents or businesses or whatever, but I started from here. And after 4 years, I had my own nightclub. I couldn't keep going without the digital transformation activity I have done. That it helped me to I was the first entertainment agency having Facebook page, for example, while the hotels, what I offer them the service, they have no idea about the Facebook page. So I go to the hotel, I show them everything on the Facebook page and the YouTube channel, videos and photos for the activities and the entertainment activities that we do and events. And I start to grow this business. At certain point, that get very large, more than I expect, and I couldn't handle easy, but it keep going until we had the first crisis I have faced during the Egyptian revolution in 2011, and then second one in 2013. Whatever, I wasn't ready for any crisis management or force majeure. I had no idea about that, and the way how I used to manage things before cannot work anymore. For example, or I know that there is a West. I know that there's people there's a thieves, and there's people who are stealing from the inventory, or who are faking checks to the guest and they take the money. But I still don't know how to control it. Still discovering, young, but it's okay. There is a revenue, and
you can cover that. Yeah,
I can cover that. But at certain point after the crisis, there's no enough revenue, and you cannot keep covering that. You don't know how to manage it. You don't know what's the profit margin for your business. You don't know anything about that, and it's just it used to run because you are good in marketing and you know how to promote your thing, and you know how to get revenue, but you don't know how to manage it.
So Ramy, if I may interject, but you discover the transition from sustainability to resilience, because okay, you are sustainable if the cash keeps coming in and there's more cash than the cash going out, so you have a profitable business, simple sustainable model, keep going and until that moment, as you said, the revolution happens and everything falls apart. And now is the question of resilience, is how you survive that as opposed to how you continue business operations, to talk in the business speech, right?
Actually, what happened 10 years ago during the revolution is mostly for me same what happened after with the COVID. But during the revolution, I couldn't handle. Like, I keep running my business since 2011 until 2015, 4 years after, until I lost everything. You know, I couldn't keep going. At certain point, there is a lot of services we give to the hotels, and at certain point, the hotels cannot pay. So you become like you have to pay from your own assets, or you equal like your asset to pay salaries for the people or whatever. So I couldn't keep going, and this was like a turning point in my life. In 2015, I said, I'm working since 2003 until 2015, 12 years, like was the best 12 years in my life. I have learned a lot, but let's stop. I need to take a break and recap what happened. And I spent this break, like I start to travel. And during my traveling, I start learning and taking more courses about marketing, about management, about project management, etc. And I start to practice that during my tour in East Africa and Asia. So I start in Kenya, Tanzania. At certain part, I was in Lebanon, Jordan, Emirates. And during this time, I used to go like volunteer, do anything for any business they need help. I'm not expecting any payment. I'm just want to learn until I got job offer from Hilton to manage one of their nightclubs in Alexandria in Egypt. While I'm preparing myself for that, I said, yeah, this is a good opportunity. Once I work with big organization as Hilton, I will be able to learn more. And this really opened for me like a lot of projects and subjects and ideas on academic way or in a nice organized corporate way, you know, like state of just single person used to do everything by myself. I hire, I fire, I take the decision. No, like now I'm working one as a member in team. I have my manager, I have my colleagues, I have my staff. Yeah, I start learning from here, and I find that there is a program like Hilton sponsoring this program, where they built the program called Travel with Purpose. Travel with Purpose program, which is mainly social responsibility program, caring about the sustainability, the environmental friendly products, environmental friendly hotels, saving cost and saving waste of food and all these things. And I start, yeah, that's what I'm looking for, you know? If I got Hilton experience before I start my business, it could be different.
Can I clarify one thing with you? When you say, that's what I'm looking for, it's like it has been in your mind, you couldn't find the opportunity to do that, or you just realize at that moment that's the thing you want to do all your life, but you didn't realize. What situation was it when you realized?
I realized in this moment that really that's what I'm looking for. That's what I want to continue to do. You know,
your personal purpose.
Well, even without paying you, even with all this crisis, you keep searching because this is the reason. Is that what What you say?
This was one of the reasons, not the only
One of the reasons.
to be honest. Like the
Mm-hmm.
idea of how can all these things meet, and like how I can integrate the food and beverage experience with the marketing and with the sustainability and environmental friendly ideas. Like at this moment was in 2017 November when I started with Hilton. I'm looking for like the brand guideline, learning about the brand identity, learning about what the programs like the travel with purpose, for example. I realized that all those things can meet. Like maybe before I used to do like everything individual, and I don't know what linked them together. But
now you know.
yeah, once I start work for Hilton and I start to read about, there's something called brand guideline, there is programs, there is social responsibility. Like the business have social responsibility. I had no idea before that business must have social responsibility. Like
Other than making money.
other than making money and the extra,
But
please.
that's something new to, attaching responsibility, social responsibility, environmental and governance responsibilities is maybe in the last 10 years or so. Before that, you're absolutely right. The business was only about making profit, making money, the shareholder focus.
Right.
So shareholder capitalism, it's 50 years old. And sustainability is maybe in a really deep understanding by companies is we see it in the last 5 years, maybe 10 years they started, and so you're absolutely right. You're moving with the moving of the trend. It's not only personal.
At this point, I had a social responsibility without I know that this is a social responsibility.
That's what I was trying to figure out with him. I feel like he has that regardless. That's why I want to ask him, is it just because of now, or it's been in your mind and you just, this is the one. Finally, I found it.
Man, I didn't notice. But when I start to notice that, when I see that with those activities, there is things go parallel. For example, what the entertainment agency that I have open in the age of 16, how I call it, Red Sea Academy for Entertainment and Entertainment Services. Red Sea Academy for Tourism and Entertainment Services. A kid in the age of 16 opening the Red Sea Academy for Tourism and Entertainment Services. And what is that? That's the first entertainment academy in Egypt and the second in Africa, after there was just one in Tunisia. And what's our focus is to have good professional entertainers to work for the hotels, to have good customer satisfaction. And I noticed at the beginning when I entered this business that I start to work for agencies, for companies, for hotels, whatever. I start to notice that there's no enough entertainers in the market. So all the managers and the people on charge always searching and trying to find entertainers to work for the hotel. At this point, I think, okay, why we don't have like academy and we get people from abroad and we train them and we start provide them as a service provider for the hotels.
You saw the opportunity.
Yeah. But at this point, when I think of that, I think like the market needs this and I can start. I didn't think that this is a social responsibility, but I'm happy to tell you that until today, after almost 20 years, all the Red Sea and Sharm el-Sheikh hotels in Egypt are still facing the same problem, and they still cannot find good entertainers, and nothing has changed. I couldn't continue in my academy, like I run it for 6-7 years, but I couldn't continue. And I start to get like sponsorship from the government, trying the approach and explaining how this is important, but the culture there cannot like it limit any governor or someone on a charge to be like engaging with kind of dancers, entertainment. No, like that, they ignore the problem. Like they cannot get involved. No, like I'm like most of the people in charge in the government in Egypt, they don't want to get involved in
But it's
something
still Egypt,
related to
at
that.
least in my books, it's a main tourist attraction. Tourists from all over the world are coming to see the pyramids, the history. You are at the beginning of the civilization, actually, Egyptian civilization. So, despite the tourist industry, I understand that the government doesn't support it. But Ramy, I wanted to turn it to a different part of the interview, and your experience in digital transformation and sustainability in the food industry. And I know we talked about it before, but maybe for the audience, you can share with us your experience and how you took something as simple as a tablet, and you talked about it at the beginning of the interview, and how you moved it to become a sustainability tool, a profitability tool, a customer satisfaction tool in the same time.
Yeah, I learned from my mistakes, and I wish that people don't repeat it.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Good. That's the reason we have our show.
I know, or like, yeah, I knew where's the pain because I had it, and I start to discover the solution. So I start to approach here, New York, the small businesses, small restaurant, pizza restaurant, small shop, something like that. I start talk with them like as a customer. I go there as a customer. I eat, I stay. Like if I find the manager, I start to talk, I start to chat, how things are going, blah, blah, blah. I'm doing this. If you need any help, how much is the profit margin for your business? What? Profit margin? Food cost? They don't know that. And they don't have the resources to hire like cost control manager or to hire like marketing manager. They don't have these resources. So I start from one by one. Do you have like a Google business profile that people can find you when they search for food near me, for pizza near me, something like that? I start helping a few accounts and doing that. After I start look with them about, okay, like we can have something like what, like menu engineering. It's just like I build like a design, a program on Excel. Anyone have to just put all the ingredients they use and they start to create items. Let's go for the first item in the menu. What the ingredients for this? So I start to show how they can measure all the ingredients and add it into this program. On the end, this program come up with each item, with the food cost, with wastage percentage, with the profit margin, with all this. And then we start look for average. So your average food cost must go and let's say 30%. If we start to calculate this and we see your revenue and we start to see that this margin is different, that means you have problem. What this problem, we need to do one more analysis to get deeper what the problem exactly. The problem can be the staff not caring of the goods and that get damaged and they throw it. This will get your food cost higher and your profit margin will get less. Maybe the staff, they using your drinks instead of just take one drink or two drinks during the day. They take 5 Red Bulls instead of 2 water. That will get high beverage cost and will affect your profit margin. maybe you buy, and this we noticed, like one of the people I'm helping them now, he's a business owner having 8 restaurants. And when we start do this analysis, and each one, they have different figures. When we get deeper until we figure out that the same product, let's say the pepperoni, they buy it from one supplier by 10, and from the other supplier, they buy it by 30. So for one restaurant, the pepperoni pizza is profitable, and in another restaurant, the pepperoni pizza is not profitable. So by get into this like stages with one by one, I start to realize that New York, it's not like a castle, and I will not be able to enter. No, I'm already in the middle of the market, and I'm doing something. And I start to find like someone calling, yeah, I'm friend of somebody who you help and this, and I need your help and something. And that
Ramy, so how you connected this deep analysis and profitability, I would say real-time profitability, actually, from what you're describing, how did you connect it to sustainability, food waste, customer satisfaction? You mentioned the tablet as well at the beginning of the interview.
Okay, like it's not easy for those people, that small businesses, to have like market research, for example, to know more about their customer. Like the owner of this business will not stay and ask one by one. At the beginning, like those things, actually, I start to do with Hilton and for my business before I do it now. The idea of the Google form or the QR code for survey and those things. So I start to design surveys that can fit for like several ones. Each can fit with kind of business, like restaurant, something, hospitality, something, or whatever. And those surveys that people can easily fill it on the tablet, on their phone, while they're scanning the code. You can send it on a link or whatever. And this, you can easily learn more about your customers, know what they like, what they don't like, new ideas like you can offer them, like what do you think we can add new item to our menu, vote for one of those 4 items. By those things were like activities when I do for myself at the beginning, it helped me that I learn more about my customers. I learn more about what potential activities that I can do, what they don't like, what they like. I get like clear understanding who they are. They are the most important people for me. Like if they are not coming to my business, I will not be able to continue.
So how this connects? So I understand you put the menu on the tablet, and now how this connects to sustainability and reducing the food waste. You mentioned the profitability part, like getting the prices and getting the online prices, so you can calculate profitability really quickly or real time. But how does it connect to sustainability, reducing the food waste, which is a major problem? I've seen figures of 45% of the food in the world is wasted. Terrible for the world.
This, once we know about our customers, we know how the business is going, we start to get clear understanding about all those like process and customer journey, and we know when is the rush time. So this system become automatically telling you that on Sunday after 12 you don't need to keep doing pizza, because you are going to close at 2 and the next 2 hours will not be in high demand, for example. This program will tell you that this item is having high sales or the best seller than other. So while you focus on doing more from this instead of doing from other things what are not requested by the customer, and then you throw it. So like this, I still doing this in a kind of manually. If this would be like a program with the same instructions and format, and people can easy download it as an app, for sure will be helpful. But like at this moment, what I can tell you that one of the businesses that we help in doing this process, the profit goes double figures in 6 months.
Very, very interesting. And actually, I want to share something with you which came through many articles of research. Most sustainability programs in companies, you mentioned even Hilton, but in many, many companies, it's actually considered a cost center. Yes. And what your model shows, or what your really hands-on and great insight is that actually sustainability and profitability come together. You reduce the food waste, you increase the profitability, you help the environment, you help also the customers, you help your stakeholders, which are the customers. And all this comes sort of in a virtuous cycle. And as I said, many companies, many large companies struggle with the idea that they have to produce these ESG reports and sustainability reports and reduce the carbon footprint. And they go to the CFO, and the CFO says, "Well, it costs us money, so let's Actually, let's reduce the program."
Save money, not cost money, but they just need to find the right way. Like just need to find the right way and do like analysis for this. Like for sure, I'm not smarter than the people who are working in Apple to say that maybe to be environmental friendly, it costs them more. I'm not smarter than those people, or I don't know. Like they are
in business. In business, risk taking, it's a very, very important. Trial and error, risk taking, innovation. There are factors that you have to consider every time. And actually, you describe it. You started there, and then you took the risk, and then you learned that sustainability, it's fine, but hey, you need resilience for a business to survive unexpected events. So all this history, I think it helps you a lot. And there's Isabella, and I'm going to turn to Isabella, but as Isabella said, she will, it comes from inside you. I think Isabella and I will feel the same. Yes, Isabella?
Yes.
Yeah, maybe I didn't know it at the beginning, but I discovered later, and I find, that's like something helping not just you and as a business or in person. No, it helped all of us. By having the menu on your phone or in the QR code, you saved cutting trees. You didn't know
Absolutely.
that.
I had this visual image when you said we need to print another 500 menus. Here goes another tree or two. Literally, you cut the tree and you process it, and you throw a lot of chemicals in the water to process it, bleach and so on. All this, it's saved by a simple approach, starting from profitability, starting from customer relations and customer satisfaction. But everything is built around the sustainability and the resilience model.
Correct. Like just we need to keep going in that. We start to like introduce that to new people. We get up with new ideas. Everyone in his business that can keep this going.
So, Ramy, I hope you come back and give us an update in a few months. I would love to sit and, continue the conversation. And I'm sure Isabella has a number of questions. She just launched her book about digital mind, exactly 24 hours a day or 36 hours a day. And she's now a published author. And she's very, very interested in this convergence of the technology with people present and especially people's future. Isabella, any
No, you
last
said it
word?
very well. You said it very well, Ramy. Happy to chat further on this. To me, a very missionary, a kind of topic. You have a mission. You want to benefit the humankind, the world in general. So you have that vision in your mind, regardless what's going on around the world. And I really adore that aspect of your mentality. So I guess to summarize your talk today, what's your final thoughts on the development, how the hospitality, tourism, leisure industries and can go together with the sustainability with the help of digital transformation in today's fast changing world?
What I see now that big organizations start to notice the importance of that. And if it's not because they won't notice, they have to notice. Now it's not joke, all what's going on with the environment problem and the resources and the supply chains, like all those things are leading us that we have to focus on this part. I see that most of the big organizations start look for that and focus on this. About the tourism and the leisure industry, this is one of the easiest industries to care about the sustainability and to keep helping the environment. Like we are not a manufacturer business. It's just like hotels or venues where the people come, have a drink or get some food or sleep. It's a very easy process, and it's very easy for us to keep going on a sustainable and environmental friendly process. All we need is to just start to focus in this, start get up with new ideas, more workshops, people like exchange ideas. I see this is like this industry is one of the easiest environment to do that.
I agree. An easy step.
And connect again, I cannot repeat it enough, connecting sustainability, profitability, stakeholders, now including also your customers, your employees in the stakeholder category. It's really refreshing because there are very few examples where this goes through, as you said, so simply, so harmoniously through the process. But again, I would love to keep talking. I think we should
No
give a
problem.
pause
No
to
problem.
our audience
It's all
and then
good,
turn it to
Ramy.
you.
Thank you so much for the sharing, Ramy. That's a lot of information. I'm particularly touched by your personal experience because I think that says a lot of where all these come from. And I think many of us around the ESG sustainability are starting from a sense of responsibility. We need that. That's a critical factor in pushing this movement forward. So thank you. Thank you for being here, taking the time, and thank you to all our audience for taking the time. Make sure you tuning in every week for a new episode of Actionable ESG Talk Series, where you will gain new perspective on how to mitigate risks and create value by integrating ESG and digital transformation. Until the next time, goodbye from Ramy, myself.
Thank you, Ramy, and hope to see you again soon.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.